Hi, Bo here from High Tech Investment, and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to introduce you to a new EA. Yes, it is not publicly available right now, so it is one of the EAs that actually Alex from Expert4X has developed. It is actually developed for prop trading, so that means that trading other people's money. So that is why a lot of people within the premium forum, so for Expert4X, is very, very excited, and so are we, of course. The beta testing is already underway. The first trades has now already happened. We can see the profit is coming in. We have a range of accounts that we have set up, and we're going to share some of these things here with you today. So let's have a look and see exactly what this video contains so you understand what we're going to go through here. So obviously the first part is a bit of the setup process and the details behind it, because Alex has actually done quite a lot of work in order to get to this particular point. He has tested it for himself over many weeks, or not even maybe months here. We are not exactly sure, but definitely he seems to have a very good handle on this particular EA. And then he has asked part of the premium forum membership in here to also try and test it out through the Ftmo, so basically demo trading. So with other people's money up until a value of 200,000. We actually have 3 accounts in here, one with 200, one with 50,000, and one with 10,000. So we're going to show you exactly the process of all this. And then after that, we're going to take you to the MT4 platform where we have set things up so you can see exactly how it works, how simple these things can actually be. And then after that, we're going to take you over to our newly opened website here also for our own homepage, where you will find more details and you can go directly in, have a look at the Fxblue links. And also we're going to end up, because we wanted to see the deposit load, we want to see more accurate drawdowns. And that means that we also have to go over to the MQL5 platform to have a look at that. And the numbers are looking really good. So let's get started. Let's see exactly what it was that Alex put out here in the first place, just at the end of last week. So the first part we actually got was through our email here. So from the premium forum, and Alex is saying we are looking for testers for the Ftmo successful prop cruncher robot. As a pre-launch test of the link account version of the prop cruncher, we are inviting interested members of the paid premium forum to test the great trading robot that is crushing prop trading trials. So obviously, yes, Alex has already done some of them, and then there is a link that basically leads to the premium forum. So you have to be a member in order to be able to use this particular link. But we are, and basically you end up having a couple of different options in here. So there is some trade setup. It is very similar to the copy link service. Means that Alex has already set the EAs up. He has basically made them ready for us. And then all you have to do is go in and figure out which ones you actually want to join. Now there is 6 in total here. And as you can see, it says Ftmo and then 2000K basically means that these 2 accounts here both contain 200,000. So that is set up so that you need a 200,000 account. The next 2 you have here in the middle is 50,000 and the last 2 is 10. So basically this gives a good idea of where you're starting. Later on, you might be able to get up to 4, 5 or 600,000 depending on which proprietary trading you are actually getting yourself involved in. Right now, this is the Ftmo, and we have basically joined this one. We're also going to click on the first link, so the top link we have in here, and this is also the one that started first, so on the 10th of July, and then at the end of the 25th, it will finish. So all of them have different starting dates, so also something to just be aware of here. Now the first part you will get is the receiver settings, and the receiver settings is at the top part up here. So again, Ftmo 200K and then Act 1. And then there's a Fxblue link in here, and that Fxblue link is basically the baseline. So this is Alex's trading, which we are then supposed to copy, and therefore it has also to match pretty much up. So against each other, and that is a good way of figuring out if things are working as they should. So as you can see on this particular one here, it says starting date, the account will start trading on Monday, the 10th of July, and the account will trade for the full 14 calendar day period. Please make sure your Ftmo account is linked to the sender's account before that time and date. Obviously, we have done that. And then the next part here is results and analysis for the setting options in here. Basically shows some of the account trading that he has already done and the experience that he has basically put in here, where he's made some calculations. And if we just jump to the bottom part, it says conservative is the minimum lot size that could have been used to reach the goals. Aggressive is the minimum lot size that could have been used to reach the goal here. So obviously again here we have existing, so that is what they have used for the initial test in here, which we are now part of again. If you want to be more conservative, then you take that particular one. What you have to remember here is you have 10 days to basically reach the goal at the end of the day. So the conservative, as you can see here, day to reach the goal will take 10 days if you are using a position sizing of 0.7, where if you're going to use the existing one, it would have taken 7 days. So you have a couple of days to spare at least. So that is also good to know. And then it goes from balance and all the way up to aggressive, where you're going all the way up to 2.8. And we've already heard, because we started off with a big drawdown basically from the beginning here. And we had a couple of people that has already lost out using the aggressive settings, which I don't really understand why they would in the first place. If you have a look at the allowed part, you are allowed to drop 10,000 as a max. If you basically go over this, then you will have lost the trial, you will have lost the test itself. And if we have a look at the existing one, the actual highest daily drawdown was 3,474. Conservative was 2,435. And look at the aggressive here, 9,741. It is way too close. So obviously, again, as we mentioned, you can test and double test and everything else. And then when you start, for sure, something worse will happen than we have seen before. I mean, that is just the name of the game within the Forex market. So we decided we will go with the existing lot size here because it's already been reached after 7 days. Obviously, there's no extra bonus you can see for the aggressive and balance. They basically reach the goals in 3 or 4 days, but there's no extra particular bonus for that. So when you are going through these trials, so better to go slow. And then in case you are a bit short on profits at the end of the day, you can increase the lot size later on instead of basically burning your account on the first day. So those are the details that has been given out. And you can also see the actual daily income, 1,500. So for the existing part, 1,000 for the conservative one. So basically just managed to get over the 10,000 in the 2 trading weeks or 10 days. And aggressive, obviously, with more than $4,000 a day, it doesn't take very long. So to get to the end of it, and the balance one, 2,665. Also very good options. But as I said, we are using 1-to-1 on this particular account. Now, part of the process here that Alex also has mentioned, and there's a lot of details in here, is that, as I mentioned before, you have to set up your own Ftmo account, $200 trial account, using the swing trading option in here. You have to install the account on the Ftmo platform, add the receiver robots, so with the settings, depending on which settings you actually wanted to use, as you just saw here before. And then show the below to one chart, so any currency or time frame. So basically you only have to open up one chart as long as you have all the Forex instruments in here, and that is number 4. Make sure all Forex instruments provided by the broker are available for the trading in the MetaTrader Market Watch. And I will show you that how that actually works also here on the MT4 platform when we jump over there. Make sure your Ftmo account is ready to receive signals before the deadline time and date mentioned above. So obviously here, everything is running. So we are now having all the accounts starting to trade. And obviously you can follow this at the closest levels. Now, the receiver settings themselves are also very, very simple. The receiver settings you're also getting from Expert Forex, basically to receive the same signals as Alex is trading here. So you enter the link service reference, and as you can see, the sender link service is the Ftmo 2000K Act 1 up here. You simply just copy paste that one in here and then enter your personal positioning sizing. So for number 2, and you can see the lot factor here that is mentioned is 1:1, and this is exactly the same as you will see on our platform here too. Then it says on the number 3, so this is the signal market symbols, leave blank, but make sure all forex instruments are shown in the market trader watch. So you have to make sure that you have all of those in there. There's 16 of them, and obviously we're also going to show you exactly what they are. It looks like this. So this is the market watch on the MT4 platform. You got to make sure that you have these 16 instruments in here to make sure that the EA can trade all 16 at different points in time. Now the last part is your Ftmo account. So obviously you have to set that up yourself. You have to provide your name, your email address, things like this in order to set that up. And then the trading account, you'll have to pick a US one, the risk mode, set it to normal. And then the account balance, obviously here, it depends on what account you want to have. As I said, we have 3 options, 200,000, 50,000 and 10,000. And in this particular case, we have one of each. And then the account type at the end of the day, look at the leverage 1 to 30, very, very low compared to people that are trading a lot of other EAs here. Most of the ones is 1 to 200 for the profit retriever, for example, or 1 to 500. Even some are trading 1 to 1000. So very, very low leverage on the Ftmo side here. But you are choosing Ftmo, and then you are choosing the swing trade itself. So those are the settings. That is basically it. And then what you have to do is set it up on your MT4 platform. So let's jump over there and see exactly how that looks. So as we arrive here on the MT4 platform, you can see that we have our market watch over here. And again, this is what the basically forum says. Make sure that you have all 16 over here. We might have a few more. It doesn't really matter. So this is what the Ftmo account was actually open with, and we just double checked that all 16 was in here to make sure that they are all running so that we can have all currencies going. Then we have the navigator panel, and the ones that we're using under the expert advisor here at the moment is the Fxblue, the publisher itself. That is the one down here to make sure that we can also follow all our trades. And we can basically look at that Fxblue up against what Alex had in the premium forum link, if you remember that one, to see if we're taking the same trades, if we are making the same profits. And the other part here is the trade receiver. The trade receiver is the top one up here. You can see the trade receiver is version 2.20. And you can see it's also just locking in all the different entries, all the different, in this particular case here, it is cells. But if we open this particular one here, we got to make sure we have the right version. It has allowed trading, DLL. And also here we have the sender name. So very, very simple. You put that in. So again, the Ftmo 200K and then Act 1. And further down here, all it has to say is the same direction. You can obviously switch it, but we are not doing that. We are following exactly the instructions here, similar to what Alex is doing. And then the factor we are using, as you saw before, is 1:1. So that is basically what that indicates in here. And then we have the magical number that we are not really changing at the moment. There's no need. You need to make sure that that is a similar one. The last part is basically, we can see we have one trade, which actually just finished here. So with the Euro Japanese, but we have another one here, Aussie Japanese, which is currently open. We can see the size is 1.1 lots in here. We can see the symbol and the price that it was set at. There is no stop loss take profit here at the moment. And you can see, well, usual commission in here and the profits. So currently we are up, but again, we cannot show you exactly when it's going to cash in. So that is not available right now on the chart itself. And you will also see that one of the other ones that had done similar trading here before, which comes back to a grid trade, similar to what the profit retriever has. Once it has started in one section, so one has done one sell, it will either cash in and then basically stop again. This one here is not a continuous trade. So, but if it goes against it, it will put in a similar grid size to what you have known on the profit retriever itself. And then it will wait until the recovery. So I will talk more about that in different videos when we start talking about exactly what is happening on these particular EAs. But it looks like so far that it is a positive martingale strategy in here. So let's go and have a look and see the real results. So with the Fxblue and where exactly you can find this. Now we're on our portfolio page, so for our website itself, and as you can see we have the prop cruncher up here. So with the Ftmo at the moment, you simply click this one, and then the new site is here where it explains a bit on the prop cruncher exactly what it does in here. It also provides a bit of details and information on the individual currencies that are being traded. Again here, the 16 different currencies. The weekly profits, we will obviously post that at the end of the week, exactly what we got out of it. And then we also have a bit of a message here. So we're currently testing the 3 different sets of accounts that we have in here, and where we are sharing the progress through the videos here. And that means that this particular video will then be added to our website. So that will be the first one in a range of hopefully many in the future. And we are coming down to the important part here, where we have the 3 separate Ftmo accounts we have set up. As I mentioned here, with the 200, the 50,000 and the 10,000, all these accounts are set up trading the 16 different currencies at the same time. And you can now follow all of our trading in here. And we have these direct links to the Fxblue account. And below here, you'll also find the links. So basically, where they are coming from, which links we are actually using. So you don't have to ask us. You can basically see that these are the setups and the lot factors we are using. So hopefully that will also help you understand these things. And the second part for the 50,000. So this is the Ftmo 50K and then Act 4. And then for this particular one, we are using a lot factor of 1 to 1.23. And then the last one for the $10,000 account, it is again the Ftmo 200. It says in here, I believe that is wrong. It's supposed to say 10. So we will update that particular website. And then the lot factor should be 1 to 1 also here. Now, if we have a look, we have also Expert Forex. You can find more details in here if you want to know more about it. We have the main sell page, premium forums, and other things that might help you here on the website. But what we are looking at here today is the 200,000 account that we're going to show you. That is the first one that started trading. So let's jump on this particular one to see how far we have gotten. So, and if we just make this a bit bigger, there you go. We can see that profits are already coming in. The balance started off at 200,000. It is now at $202,870.55. Equity is actually a positive one at the moment, as you just saw with the last trade we had in here. So the floating profit is actually positive, 34.31. Close profit we have done already, and don't forget, this is the time we're shooting this particular video here. We are only at mid-Tuesday, so that means 1.5 days in, we have made $2,870. Free margin is up, margin in use, and that is also important. And then we have a demo. So obviously, yes, we are running the Ftmo demo. We have 2 weeks to run this particular one to see if everything works. Total returns is calculated by Fxblue here at the moment at 1.5%. Monthly return is calculated at 16.1, and all we need is basically 10% here normally. So that would be the breaking point. Weekly returns 3.6, trade wins is 66.7%, profit factor 2.5, and so far we've taken 112 pips. Trades per day at the moment is ranging around 6.3, and then history is 4 days old. Yes, we set it up over the weekend. That's why Fxblue is getting a bit confused, because we haven't traded for 4 days. That is basically when you are setting the account up, making sure everything is ready. We have the risk in here also. So risk reward ratio is quite high at the moment. So at 56, worst day is 1153. That's not a bad day at all. Worst week, 2,870. Obviously, again, because we have very limited data in here, we can see the average results is $119.61. Average win at the moment is 298.87, and average loss is 238. And that is basically the currency pairs that we also have. So we have about 6 that has been trading so far. So not too many, but obviously we don't need too many either here to get to the profits at the end of the day. That is what it's all about. Again, we have the numbers over here, and there's not really any point of going over them again. We don't have much details in here other than for the 2 days. So you can see on Monday, we actually made 0.9% or $1,717. Today we are up by $1,153, and percentage change, that is 0.6. But as we mentioned, we are only halfway through the day here as we are shooting the video. We can go to the simples. Again, here it will also show you, if we just click on the winners, we can see that we actually have 3 of them. The Aussie Japanese, Euro Japanese, and USD Swiss francs. We have 3 winners, obviously here, 100%. And then the worst one we have is New Zealand USD, also 3, but winning rate is down to 50%. But then again, gross profit, as we can see it here, is the ones that have the biggest losers. And that actually, when I look at it, it reminds me a bit of the Trade Explorer, something similar to what we have seen when they are going in a big drawdown. Then basically they are using the many open positions to cash in once that the trend is reversing. But more about that in future videos. If we have a look at the charts, so the chart looks very nice so far. It's going straight up here. And if we just have a quick look, let's go back to the statement here for a second, and then have a look at the orders. So the closed orders we have in here. There you go. So we started off with a deposit of 200,000, and then you can see the individual trades that has happened. So far we have the biggest profits. That was the 1100 here for one. And obviously that was a whole range of them that were open here at the time. And the last one here is the Euro Japanese. So they have basically closed off here on the 11th. We had 2 trades in here. And yeah, at the moment, 24 orders has been done. So let's go over to the MQL5 platform for a sec to see what we can find more on the drawdown section. Because if we have a look in here on the Fxblue, it will not really tell you a lot of details. You can obviously have a look on the individual days, but it doesn't really track it very well overall. So equity here is 200, 607, and up here you have a balance of 201,717. So obviously, yes, there's a drawdown of about 1100, but obviously percentage wise, everything else, MQL is the one to have a look at. Now we really like the MQL5 platform because it has a different way of setting up compared to Fxblue. Fxblue is also a bit of graphs, but there's more graphical contents basically on the MQL5, and especially when you are trading Ftmo, you are interested in deposit loads, you are interested in the drawdowns, and that is reflected a lot better so on the MQL platform. So but you can both link one and the other one, so you can basically mix it up as you want. Now we're in again the $200,000 account here at the moment. If we just have a quick look at the equity, that is up, as I mentioned before. We can see the profit also here, 2,800. Initial deposit was the 200,000 we talked about. Non-withdrawal, obviously this is a demo, so you can re-withdraw anything here. Ftmo demo 2, and you can see the leverage 1 to 30, so very low. Algo trading is 100%, so we are not interfering with this at all here. Profitable trades 66.7%. Losing trades, obviously the opposite, 33.3%. And then trading activity is 92% at the moment. So obviously, again, still early days, but very good numbers and very stable numbers. We already heard from a couple of Premium Forum members, and they have similar results. Now, the important part here is the max deposit load, which is actually quite high, and that has something to do with the very low leverage here also, is 42.4%, a lot higher than we first expected here, but obviously it's not a disaster. But what we are also looking at here is the maximum drawdown. So the maximum drawdown we can basically incur on a daily basis. So that has to be below also the 10% mark. And at the moment it's 2.3, so we are not even close to this, but we can actually show you that also, the limitations that are within there. They are being shown to you on a day-to-day basis also for the Ftmo account, and they will actually change over time. The growth itself is here, 1.44%, so not too bad. Obviously a small percentage, but because you are trading 200,000, things are moving in the right direction. So money-wise, very, very quickly with several thousands, as you saw here. Now, the important part here is the equity curve, and we can see that we took a big hit here in the beginning. So our equity went basically from the blue line, which is the balance one of 200,000, and then our equity curve went all the way down to 195, $429 in here. Or we flip it upside down, which is normally a bit easier to read for us, because that way we can also see it in the percentage. Where we're saying we had a drawdown of 2.5%. So that is what it's indicating here. And you can see it is a lot more accurate than compared to the Fxblue side itself. It went pretty much to 0 here. Then it's been bobbing around the 1% mark. And now in the last couple of hours, we can see it is pretty much going extremely well. So it is at 0 drawdown. Now, if we go up and have a look, oh yeah, we have one open trade, as you saw here before. So at the moment, we're still up $20 or so. The trading history that we have in here, start off at the bottom, 200,000. And then we can see the individual trades that has been done so far. And you can also have a look at the individual lot sizes here. We are not going too much into detail exactly on what that is happening, but you can see that it's basically growing and going up to quite high lot size, which is also why you saw the drawdowns in here. If we have a look at the statistics itself, again, these numbers are pretty much the same. So let's go to the graph. This is buying and selling. We're not that interested in this, but we are interested in the profit and loss here. And again, we can see the British pounds USD has big loss, but an even bigger profit. And also the same for the New Zealand USD. And then, because basically similar to what we have seen on the Trade Explorer here, that when you have a big drawdown, you also get a big profit. And you can see what's actually happening to a couple of the currencies that they didn't really have a big drawdown here. It basically just cashed in at the first opportunity, and after that there was nothing else. So a very, very similar pattern from what I see exactly here. Now, if you have a look at the risk again, so this time around, the top one here is deposit load, and the maximum deposit load is the high one, as I mentioned here to you, 42.23. It was quite a lot of trades that was actually set in here, and straight away created that particular drawdown and also pressure on the deposit load. But quickly it returned, and obviously at the moment here it is pretty much at 1.21%, as you can see, and the drawdown hasn't been so high ever since, 2.5%. That is definitely okay and well within the limitations of the Ftmo trial. So all in all, very good at the moment. But I also just want to take you quickly over to the Ftmo platform to show you how exactly that looks, and you will actually see there's a couple of things that are slightly different. So I've just logged into the Ftmo platform that I have here, and the first thing you'll notice is that when you do that, you have a couple of options in here for a free trial, and this is actually the one that we are using. Again, not eligible for a Ftmo account. It's good for 2 weeks, basic account analysis and limited apps. And you can try this particular one for free and then set it up similar to the setup I mentioned in the beginning through the Expert Forex Premium Forum, where Alex explains exactly how you have to do this. And the other one over here is the Ftmo challenge, where you can trade up to 200,000 here. You can show us your trading skills. You have to pass certain things within here, and certain limitations are also there. So let's have a look exactly at the metrics of our account so far and what it presents. So you have a little graph. You're basically starting off with the 0, and you need a profit of 10,000 up here. And then you can maximum lose 20,000, which is down there. So it's nice and clear in graphic terms exactly what needs to be done and what are the limitations itself. And if we just scroll over here, you can see at the moment the balance is 2,870. It also shows you the number of trades in here, and last times it was done. Starting date, end date, account size you have here, a type, swing, and then you can download obviously to put it on the MT4 platform, which we have done, and that's what you saw here earlier. We can see the current results that are in here. So today's permitted loss, it will actually also show you here. Today's permitted loss will reset in such and such long time. Basically, again, means 11,162. Today's permitted loss, and then you have max permitted loss, which is 22,874. So these things are basically changing all the time. It also has the, let's go and have a look at here. It says the value indicates the amount of permitted loss buffer you have in total relative to the current equity of your account. So every single day is basically being updated. And today's profit, 1,162. And then you have a consistency score in here. The value calculates the consistency of your trading balance results each day. High value indicator, more consistent trading. Obviously, we have only been trading for 1.5 days. And since yesterday, it was down in the red, below 30%. It is going up. And obviously, we expect that to continue to go up the more days we trade. Objectives in here, minimum 2 trading days. We have already passed this particular one here. Max daily loss is 10,000 that we can have. And have a look here what it calculates. You saw before here was about 2.5%. In here, it actually calculates 7,372 or 3.69%. So obviously that number seems to be very, very different from what we have. So far we have passed, but definitely we shouldn't go much over that. That is for sure. Maximum loss, again, was the 20,000 you saw on the graph before. 7,372 is obviously the same also here in percent. So far we have passed. The last one we are now missing is obviously the profit target of the $10,000. And at the moment, as you can see, 2,879, 1.43%. Not passed yet, but obviously we still have plenty of time to go. And in here we can see the equity, we can see the advanced profits and the advanced loss, similar to what we also saw on the other platforms here. Obviously, these are the ones that count at the end of the day. Ftmo is basically in control of everything you see here. Number of trades, 24. The lots that has been done so far. The win rates that we have in here, profitable factors, and then also calculating individual days. So you can follow this very, very closely. And then we have all the trades from the individuals since the beginning. We're already up to 2 pages here now. So with the latest trades. So everything in this particular platform is very, very easy to understand. So there you have it. Our Ftmo challenge is already underway, and obviously we're gonna wait until all 3 accounts is actually running. You can go in already now here today, have a look at our website, and obviously have a look around, not only for the prop cruncher, but anything else that you have an interest in. But this particular video here will make sure that you get a very good idea of what exactly it is that we're doing at the moment. And if you're interested in also joining the Expert Forex Premium Forum, then you can do so also through some of the links that we have in here. and then you can be part of some of the next ones. But obviously right now the test is already underway, and you can follow all our trades in here. We will also share it with our other premium forum members. So there's quite a few very nice members in here, always ready to share, similar to what we do, in order to make sure that we all succeed the best way possible. Obviously, the Forex market is definitely a very difficult environment sometimes to go around in. So just as you think you have figured everything out, you are taking losses. So again, just make sure that you know exactly what you're doing before you go in. So this is not trading advice. This is not investment advice. This is simply information purposes of what is actually to come from Expert Forex. We are very, very excited about this particular EA. There is so many people that are actually checking and testing at the same time, and that validates the results at the end of the day. So after a couple of weeks here, we will basically, or Alex will basically sum up all the individual Fxblue accounts that hopefully people have set up, so we can monitor exactly who managed to get through these Ftmo requirements within the time frames, and actually without having too much of a daily drawdown and maximum drawdown, and hopefully they will always also reach their profit line. So I hope this particular video here has been very helpful to exactly what is going on at the moment. We will see what the results are, and after that we will obviously also try to explain to you a bit more in future videos how it actually trades. We have seen some clear signals right now on how it actually works, and I have given you just a bit of insights on what our feelings are, how this particular one works, but there is definitely a lot more to it. So watch out for my videos in the future, and I hope to see you on one of my next videos. Bye-bye.